Here we are back at the ranch with the DriftSlide J1 electric bicycle. Everyone on the internet and their cousin has reviewed this thing, so we're gonna do something completely different. And we are gonna carve out our own redneck race course a la Cars and Camera, the Mount Trash Motor Speedway. We're gonna do some stunts. Okay, but if you're really curious about the bike, just stick around to the end. We'll do an honest review of what it is, how it works. You know, all the stuff that would qualify for review. But we're gonna do the most important stuff first, is see how much fun we can have with it. All right, our track has been groomed thanks to our race course Zamboni. Let's go on a tour. This is gonna be a very challenging course, only for the most experienced riders. Got our first turn into Trailer Park Alley, where you gotta thread the needle between the abandoned camper and the abandoned car trailer. Course then gains elevation on Poison Ivy Hill. You got Pony Shoe Bend that takes you around to the abandoned pony stable. Junkman's Gulch. How'd it do? It's actually, I'm kidding around here, but man, that is actually really fun and a little bit more challenging than I thought. It's a dog going up the hill, but the turns are fast enough that it's actually like going at top speed on this, you're just gonna wreck for this course. It's actually super fun. I knew I was gonna make myself laugh, but I didn't think I was actually gonna enjoy the challenge of it. If anybody's keeping score, this is the dumbest video I've ever made, but it's fun. Now for your viewing pleasure, I'm gonna run you through my repertoire of finish line stunts. Feel free to make them your own. Stunts! Radical.
Spectacular stunt, my friends.
Totally radical to try.
It was a stunt. It was a
Stunts. Oh man, what? All right, it always looked like those Cars and Camera guys were having all the fun, and it turns out they were, and they are. Been missing out. All right, so this thing is actually a lot of fun. I'm making fun of myself and it and everything right now by building this redneck race course, but it's really fun. This thing is as advertised. It does go up to 25 miles an hour. I've had it on the road, but everybody's done the tests on these things. It comes with front and rear suspension, which, you know, whatever I called this, Junkman's Gulch, it was actually kind of fun, and the ride is pretty soft and the handling is pretty good. It comes with a 7-speed Shimano shifter Magoo. The cassette, everything was adjusted right when I got it. It has It's got disc brakes front and rear. They are mechanical disc brakes. So the other bike that I reviewed, the Sizzle bike, has hydraulic disc brakes, which are a huge improvement. But this is a budget e-bike, but it's not really an e-bike. It's marketed as an e-moped, and I think that's really that's really the truth. It's built like a moped. The pedaling position is not advantageous for like an e-bike that's a commuter bike. You can commute using the all-electric mode and then use the pedals for hill, kind of like a moped. But I am full grown. I don't have a bedtime or anything, and so the position with the height of the bike and the size of the bike makes the pedaling a little awkward for like the bicycle e-bike pedal assist part of it for somebody full grown like me. If you were a little bit more pint size, teenager, kid, it'd be right on the money for you. But this thing is plenty fast for, if you're thinking about getting this for a kid or teenager or whatever, it's no joke. The little screen will flicker on camera because of the frame rate, but you basically use the plus and minus to turn up and down the assist modes. The programming on this thing is a little bit weird, where like there's only one mode that's actually pedal assist, meaning it engages the motor when you pedal. The rest of the modes are throttle controlled, and you can pedal on top of that. I had to get in there and change it from kilometers to miles per hour, and so I learned how you could kind of change the different parameters and set the speeds for each level. You can get into it if you want. I couldn't explain how to do it, but you just poke around in there. You know what I'm saying? Somebody on the internet's got it. The other e-bike has a thumb throttle. This thing actually is a twist like a motorcycle, and it's super fun that way. It handles very well on the roads and smooth surfaces, but the way that the suspension is set up and the fat tires, I wanted to do something different than everybody else did and see how it functioned sort of as a toy, for lack of a better word. But you know what I mean? Something that's like, we're looking at it for the enjoyment factor of it, not necessarily the utility of it. The Sizzle bike is a very utilitarian commuter bike that's very functional for that. This thing is a little bit sillier than that in a very good way. It was actually super easy to put together. The brakes came adjusted. Everything came kind of ready to go. I didn't have to adjust the derailleur or anything like that. I just put it together like the instructions said. Everything fit. Anybody can do that at home with the tools that they provide. This whole setup was a fun, ridiculous way to spend part of a Saturday afternoon, and I'm not mad about it at all. This thing is very fun. Do you need one? I don't know. Is it a good commuter option? Maybe, but I would be thinking about it in the all-electric way, not in the pedal for exercise combo kind of way. Personally, if you feel like goofing off, you got a little bit of property, you want to get around the neighborhood, this is an inexpensive option. It's one of the lowest price e-bike options on the market. It's a different kind of functioning bike, so depending on what you want. I would not bring the Sizzle bike out here because it would probably tear it up, and I don't want to do that, and it has no rear suspension. This thing has front and rear suspension, so it's a lot bouncier, and it's I think it's made to do some silly things in addition to some commuting things. I think it was built for fun. I hope you guys had some fun with me out there. I hope it showed you something about this bike you may not have known, and those cars and camera guys, they know what's up. Anyway, I'm super stoked they sent this out. I had a good time with it. I'm going to continue to have a good time with it, and we'll see you next time on Between the Sharks. We do something that's a lot more difficult, a lot more serious, and a lot more, feeling like work. Today was all about having a laugh, and I did, so I hope you did too. All right, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching Between the Sharks.